You hear that? If we're not having fun, we're not doing it right.
What's up, my pedalboard junkies? I know you junkies because you're watching this video. That's what I am. I've got an update on the buffered junction box. I didn't think I was going to have time the night I got it done after I filmed that video and put it on YouTube. Well, put it in the studio. I got some time. I came down here and I set it up with my old pedal board. Check this out. Here, let me show you. Bear with me. I don't have a camera guy. So here's the junction box that I already built. And I'm just running it through the Friedman buffer bay, which is not, you know, I turned off the buffer that's in there. So we're only using the buffer on this box that I built. And everything is running to the effects send, return, front of amp, you know, the dry pedals, then the effects loop, yada yada, all that stuff that we talked about in the first video, which you can see on here how I've got it routed. There's the guitar. That's to the amp, effects loop send, effects loop return, that's to the amp. These are to the pedals over here. This is to, you know, this where your guitar comes in to the pedals. This is from the pedals. So that's after you run through the dry pedals, you get all that. And that goes out to the amp. Effects send, of course, and then return. That's the, and here's the interesting part. There it is. That's the split output. I wasn't sure how that was going to all work out for me. So what I did was, of course, I ran the guitar cable out of there. It comes around here and goes into, caught up here, my Fender Champ. Okay, so that's the second output of that. The first input is going into my standard studio setup, which is that Friedman buffer bay, which then goes, of course, the buffer is turned off, and then that goes into the Ampete 444 switcher, which then allows me to pick which amp I want to play here on the amp shelf. The studio is currently under construction with the new desk build. Check the video out. I did a video on the Argosy desks. I've got the buffer plugged in, following that cord back that goes, I'm just using a Boss adapter. It's underneath the S16 Snake, plugged into the wall there. So check this out, okay? So you can definitely tell that the buffer is working. You hear that? That's all the cables that are in this room, through the pedal board, through the amp switcher, through all the amps, back to the mixer. It's like I'm plugged right into the front of the amp again. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to set you back up here. Give me a second. Here's the Champ amp right there. Okay. So that's in view. You can see that. All right, now watch this. Guitar, of course, going into the box like I showed you. But currently, what's going on is, watch, I'll mute. I've just muted the mixer, which is all of the amps, the Ampete 444 switcher. That's the amp out of the switcher box. Okay, so currently I have my H9, which is in the effects loop, okay? That is on right now. You can't hear that. You But if I unmute my mixer, watch. So what's going on is the isolated out on that box is truly an isolated out. That is going directly out without going through the effects loop. So now if I want to get the effects loop in that, I'm going to have to run a cable from the return, send. I got to play that 4 cable method thing where you're running into the return and all that stuff to get it to go through the effects loop and then out to the direct, which I could probably simply do that with this. My LAN device is 1 into 3. I think I'll be able to figure that one out and do that. I'm not sure. Or what I might try is, I saw that, you know, with the effects loop I had to solder that blue wire. I think if I just soldered another blue wire to the splitter output from the same effects loop, it'll get the effects loop in that output. But I'll have to decide if I want to do that or not. I'm not sure, because right now my isolated output on the new pedal board is going to be going directly into the 2 notes. I will be utilizing the SSS, the Steel Supreme, what is that? Steel String Supreme pedal. I'll be using that for the actual amplifier. So it would basically be like a solid state amp going into the 2 notes torpedo cab. It's emulated cabinet sounds is what that is, and then I can go directly into the mixer. So the pedal board, why don't I just show you? This is the pedal board that junction, the buffered junction box is going to be going on. And like I said in the other video I showed you, it's going to go right here underneath the Steel String Supreme pedal. And over here is the cab. They're the 2 notes cab M, which that's going to be the cabinet emulation. And I'll be coming out right there. That's why it's on the side of the board, so I can run that XLR out or the 1/4 inch out to the mixer. And the standard out will be on the junction box, which would go to your amplifier, combo amp, whatever you end up using. So there's everything up, of course, not on the in-between position. Effects loop's on. Oh man, I left the humidifier on. Tell me what you thought of that junction box down there. Right there. I think it's pretty cool. It's going to work out sweet. Go to Vertex Effects webpage. He's got his webpage up now, so you can go there, download all the documents to find out which buffered junction box is going to work for you, or just plain junction box. You don't even need to get the buffers for it. But This definitely needed it. All that cabling, tons of wires, and you lose that sound. I didn't really understand buffering until I got into wanting to do these pedal boards. So check it out. Gonna be revamping this pedal board here soon. All right, well, cool. No more of your time. I'm out. Thanks, guys. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and bell it, yo! Cheers!
So if you guys like that and you want to hear some more, right there. Yeah. While you're there, please like, subscribe, and bell it. Yo! Cheers.